Okay, and now what I want to talk about is basically the first thing you need to do before you even write a single word. And, basically the headline is the most important thing to your sales letter, but the research is the most important thing to your copy. So I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself. Basically, what you're going to want to do, you want to sit down before you even write a single word of copy. Sit down and start writing out who is your target audience. You need to identify your customer and don't try to be all things to all people. Try to get a specific idea, a mental image of who your customer is going to be. Who is your perfect customer? Ask yourself, is it a he or she? Where are they from? What do they do? Or how much do they make? And the reason why you want to segment your market like this is, basically, a female, you're going to talk to a female differently than you would a male. A female is going to relate differently than a male. But then, even on different classifications, if you go, you're not going to talk to let's say a waiter or maybe a construction worker the same way you would a lawyer or maybe a doctor. Why? Because one might be motivated by the idea of making some extra money. Like you want to craft your copy to where it really has that hope of making extra money. But the other one might, not really be motivated by money. They might have money. They might be motivated maybe by getting prestige or time freedom or, different things like that. So that's the reason why you want to carefully, that's the first thing you should do is decide, okay, who am I selling to? Who is the ideal candidate? And then once you got that, you'll be able to start flowing and start writing your copy that really hits home because, basically, the more you can relate to somebody and the more you can talk their language, the more you're going to sell, and that's just bottom line. So if who you're talking about, if this is, hey, is this going to be like the guy at the local bar, which, using his slogans and his terms and, hey, we're buddy buddies, or is this going to be one of the, more of the kind of a person at a country club, or, is this going to be a work at home mom that, who would really benefit from having a little extra cash while she can take care of her family? Or is this going to be the hardworking construction worker, who wants to, maybe not work so hard? So you see what I'm saying? By identifying your market, that gives you all of your unique selling angles, and pretty much that will help you just effortlessly write your copy itself. So what you want to do, you want to research your market so you know how to communicate to them. And what I mean by researching the market is like once you got that idea person of, okay, who am I targeting? Then, start hitting up the forums. Do a search online for forums that, that potential person might be hanging, and start trying to get, what are their problems? What are they saying? What are their lingos? What are the words or the phrases that they might be using? Like if you're in an internet marketing forum and you're saying, you keep hearing a lot of people say, man, I'm just, I hate PPC. I'm tired of PPC because, all I do is waste money and I don't make anything from it. So what are you going to do if you're going to write effective copy? If you're going to relate to them, the most powerful way to relate is actually to use their own words. That way they think, wow, man, this person is inside my brain. And if you can do that, if you can get inside their brain, then, that'll automatically make them think that you have the solution to their problem. So you would maybe craft a headline that says, hey, are you tired of spending, uh, are you tired of spending so much money for PPC and not making anything from it? So that would be a powerful headline. That is a using their words, their phrases, their frustrations, their objections. Then you can craft that into using effective headlines and key phrases within your copy and your sales letter to effectively sell. So one of the best things to do is once you got an idea of who this person is, just start talking to them like you would your brother or sister. Just very relaxed. Don't worry about proper English. Use your slang terms, use, whatever terms that they use. Just be very, very relaxed. Like if you were going to send an email or if you're going to write a letter to your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad or even your best friend about this particular product, it's, it's kind of the difference between a new movie that comes out and you see the movie trailer and it's like all this, flash and all this excitement and all this different kind of stuff. But, that may or may not make you go see the movie. But if like one of your if your brother or sister or your family or one of your best friends come up and be like, hey, this movie was really really good, it's like, some of this stuff is kind of, this was kind of a slow point, I almost fell asleep, but then this part really got me up, and really got me excited, and it's definitely worth it. There are some points that are, a little bit slow, but overall it's definitely worth a great investment. The chances are you're probably going to go see the movie. It's because, you're not trusting in Hollywood necessarily to get you to go see the movie. You would rather see it from a trusted friend and an advisor. So that's the way you want your copy to come along, that says, hey, this isn't all about hype. This isn't all about using quote unquote power words or sneaky NLP embedded commands or phrases. This is about getting people just to relate to me, like feel like they can know me and trust me, and basically, like I said, the headline is the most important thing to your sales letter, but the research is the most important thing to your copy. So if you start identifying your market and getting that visual image, then you're going to be able to write probably 80% of your copy just effortlessly, and you're not going to have to worry about, is this going to sell or is this not going to sell, because it is, because you know your people, you know who you're talking to, and you know what they want. So let's go ahead and, once you identify your market, it's an important thing to, don't try to sell, be a friend. Don't try to take on a salesman mentality. And that's what a lot of people try to do, even in their promo videos and in copy and stuff like that, is, just trying to be very salesy. But if you be a friend, you're always going to increase your conversions, because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And people must trust you before they like you, and they must like you before they will even buy from you. So don't worry about hype. Just talk like, one of the boys out at the bar, or one of the boys at, like at work. Like, how would you talk about, like, in a lunch break or a lunch room? How would you communicate to your friends? That's the way you want to start presenting your copy. That's the way you want to start writing your copy. And this will disarm any barrier stopping them from buying. See, if you're talking to a friend, then they don't put up a barrier like you're a salesman. They're like, hey, this is his opinion. I'm going to listen to him because I trust him. But if you come to him and be like, hey, start immediately trying to selling and trying to get them signed, it's going to put up a barrier. And people don't like to relate to people don't relate or feel comfortable, developing friendships with salespeople. And so the most successful salespeople of all time are people that know how to make people feel comfortable with them, that genuinely engage in the person's life. Start developing that friendship, and then the sales kind of handle itself. So now that we got that as a basis of our copy, now that you know how to identify, visualize who your person is, write it down. Okay, is this going to be a middle income person? Is this going to be more targeted as the male or female? What's the demographic? And then now not to be, be hypey, but just focus on creating best friends with those people in your sales letter, and watch your sales increase. Now that we got that proper foundation laid, now we can move on to the most important thing in your sales letter, which is headlines.